welcome. My name is Amarenska and this is episode 8 of my series Neurons, in which I talk about neurons, neurobiology, biochemistry, and also autism, ADHD, and some other mental health and psychiatric issues you can have, because it interests me and because I have ADHD and autism, so that is where I mostly focus on. Because I have quite a bit of struggle with ADHD symptoms, like having trouble focusing on work I have to do and watching television shows, but also literally sometimes having conversations with people. And even though I'm sharp, I might have trouble like actually doing the stuff I promise, or not because I don't want to, but because it flies out of my head. It's not even that I consciously forget it or something. I just don't think about it anymore. So I went to the psychiatrist again at the place where they also diagnosed me again. The reasons are a little bit whatever, not important. And I got a prescription of Ritalin or methylphenidate, 10 milligrams twice a day, and I will chronicle my experience of how it is to use it from the start until in a couple of weeks, because I could only get it for about 2 weeks. And then I also have an appointment with a pharmacologist and a psychiatrist again to talk about how it went so far. But I have to tell two things. I wanted to update yesterday, because yesterday was the first full day I used the medicine, but I couldn't, because one of the side effects was an insane migraine that still hasn't gone over yet, and it's now the next morning. It's 10 o'clock at Sunday morning, the 10th of April. I took my first tablet at 12 o'clock, about 12 o'clock 2 days ago, and the first day already was like, well, I have like 1 or 2 hours of rest in my head, which is not even that noticeable, especially since my focus does not increase that much and not for that long. So that is a positive effect, because I took it so I could focus more concentration, easier filtering out of distractions from the outside, which it does most of all. Like, for the time span it works. I looked up the pharmacokinetic properties of this drug, which is how long it works and when it should work to its max, which is between 1 and 2 hours after you take it, and the maximum concentration of the medicine in your blood is after 1 hour. And that is when I notice effect. That is when I feel it. And within like a half an hour to an hour, maybe 1.5 hours, the effect is gone. Or the positive effect is gone, more so to speak. Because I got so many negative effects yesterday. Like I said, I could not film a video. And for one, I took an insane painkiller this morning to dampen down the effects of the headache that I still feel right now. So if I have to take insane pain medication that can cause other diseases in the end, like inflammatory bowel disease, I don't think this will be an option. I'm willing to give it a little bit longer of a try than just 1.5 or 2 days. But if these side effects are not going, I will not be taking this medicine and asking if there is really not another option, because this thing also contains lactose, which is one of the ingredients I'm actually very sensitive to, and that caused like gut issues for me. I got gassy, I got burpy. I'm hardly ever burpy, but this made me burpy. And I will now go on through all the other side effects I experienced, which are quite a lot, outside of the headaches and such. Yesterday, I did not note it down for Friday afternoon that much. I remember an insane headache and insane tiredness going to bed early because I was so tired. But yesterday I noted everything down because I wanted to chronicle it, and I think the people who are treating me should know everything I feel and how it changes over time. So I was dizzy, I was extremely tired, and I started having a headache, which then became auras, which is what you call the light flashes and spots and circles and such that you see before you can get a migraine attack. That's what I had. Then it turned into such an intense headache that I could not do anything. I could not listen to music. Never mind you playing it. I had in mind starting to play a new instrument, but I couldn't do it because headache. I could not watch YouTube. I could not edit my video I wanted to edit and upload. I just could not do it. Only thing I wanted to do was sit in relative darkness and sleep. I also felt nausea a little bit. I felt feverish. I have it noted down, by the way, here. Like I said before, I was calmer in the head, and for a while I could focus better until those side effects were so annoying that it didn't work anymore. Yesterday, I was extremely tired, but I could not sleep. Might have to do with that I went to bed at 9:30 at night, which is extremely early, even for my being. I normally go to bed later. But I was so tired and I had such a big headache. Normally I would be able to sleep pretty quickly, but my head was like a storm yesterday night. So I also had heartburn, pretty severe heartburn, so to speak. I had a bumping heart, my heart pumped way more intense. It also does now. I just took the first pill of the day for the couple of minutes ago, or maybe half an hour ago. And I had tense muscles too. Most of those are noted in the leaflet of the pills. It might be a side effect, or it might be something that my body needs to get used to. But what I feel if this does not go away, I'm not willing to spend 1 or 2 weeks or a month getting used to all these symptoms, when I just could ask for something else that has a regulated depositing manner of a medicine that you take, and then throughout the day it's regulated how much is released in your body, and it works throughout the day. That will not cause further crashes. That will probably cause way less headaches and way less systemic issues like I have now. But I will see how it goes on, and I might bring an update later tonight. So, see you later! Here is my second update on Monday, April 9th, on my experience with methylphenidate for trying to cope better with my ADHD symptoms. And I have to tell you that even though I have used it for 2.5 days and decided to not take the pills today, that it has not been a very positive experience, because every day I used it, I had 1 or 2 hours that I could actually focus better and use the more calm mind I had to be more productive and do stuff. But after that, so many side effects or general effects that are known kicked in, and some that are not necessarily known either also kicked in. For example, I have struggled with headaches my entire life, and those were up to the level of migraines but the headaches that were like migraines I got from these pills are the worst ones I ever experienced without any direct, how do you say it, like trigger for it. Normally when I have like extreme headaches, I have either walked around on a very stimulus heavy festival for several days, or I have stressed out for certain reasons a lot once, or I have had several breakdowns or meltdowns after one another, like very intense situations. That is not the case right now. Most of the time I was in a very calm, tranquil environment. Yet, yesterday I had like 1 or 2 productive hours in the morning just when I had like taken the first dose. Then I got a headache. I took the second dose. The headache didn't go away, and the only reason why it was easier on me than the day before, than Saturday, so to speak, is because I took an insanely strong medication that I actually got prescribed for something else, but that also works for migraines and extreme headaches. And I don't want to have to take that medication or that painkiller to live with the effects of a pill that does not even work for very long and that does not even give me that much of a benefit. I also had more problems, like my appetite was decreased, I was nauseous, still had my intestinal issues, my heart was pounding and pumping harder than it normally is, like I could actually feel it, my muscles were tense, I was tired but I couldn't properly fall asleep at night. I did not sleep very well, I woke up very tired this morning, and only now the headache is subsiding, and I guarantee you that would not have happened if I had taken those pills, because it got intenser and stronger every time after. So I also was dizzy, and I saw light flashes, rings, and like color flashes. I, by the way, have written down my experience right here. I haven't really written down a lot for today because I haven't taken the medicine, because I wanted to see if it truly was because of it, because it is all known side effects and all stuff you probably need to go through when you get used to it. But I take those things to become more productive and efficient, not to lose half or 1 or 2/3 of the time I can be productive during the day, because I am so used to headaches that I can be productive and study a lot when I have them, but not the headaches I got from these medicines. That is how I know that is very uncommon for me. So let's see what happens if I let it subside completely and try to get on the medication again, because I was having a pretty severe cold beforehand that might have influenced what effects it had. So I'll make sure that for a couple of days I don't use it and see if all the effects that worked on go away, and if my cold completely goes away, and then I'll try the pills again, because this is not probably the way you should start on something that should help you. So we'll keep on trying and see what happens next. Until the next update. Hey, short update for the vlog here. It's the 12th of April today, and after Sunday I decided to let the medicine sit for 2 days, because the effects were pretty severe, and I think the severity increased because I was still not completely fit or healthy, because I had a pretty severe cold last week, and that definitely had an influence on the side effects of the medication. So I stopped it for not 2 but 2.5 days, and then yesterday afternoon I took my first tablet again, And I had the same effects as before, but they were less intense, so it had to do with me not being completely healthy. But I am thinking that maybe this means that if I am sick or ill, it might not be the smartest choice to take these tablets, because my first tablet today on the 12th already causes me very much the same effects in the muscles and the heart than I did before, and I have some stomach pains and headaches too still, but I will see how it goes the upcoming days. I will try again, I will see if I get used to it, and I'll check in for a later update later this week, tomorrow maybe, Saturday maybe, we'll see. Until then, hey! My update on April 13th here for my medicine vlog. Basically what happened yesterday with my symptoms is they were mostly the same as the last 1.5 day I took, or as the day before, and also as the first couple days, but they were less intense the first couple days, which made me conclude that the intensity was in part due to the fact that I indeed was still having a pretty severe cold. But then yesterday I started having trouble focusing my eyes, so I will keep on waiting and seeing how it goes, because that might just be something the body needs to get used to. That has to do also with the effects of the medicine, but I'll just have to wait and see. So until my next update. Hello, and time for a medicine update again. It's now Sunday the 15th. I have been taking the medication as I'm supposed to, and the side effects tend to be the same every day. Some small differences are that some become less or more intense, and my headaches seem stable, not very intense, and I seem to be able to work through them. I have not more to say, so until the next update. Hey everyone, an update on April 17th here, or Tuesday. I have now used the medicine for 1.5 weeks. Total. That is the total amount of days I took the pills. In between there were 2.5 days when I did not take pills because I was sick and I wanted to get all of the negative, extremely strong effects out of my body. It worked. I have now for myself noticed some positive effects that I truly needed and that truly helped me in my life. One is can easier filter out impulses and stimuli from the outside, so not from inside my head but from anywhere outside when I use it. And I have way more ease of actually making a planning and a to-do list and doing the things, because pulling through with what I planned hardly worked out before. I had the biggest trouble actually staying consistent and building in discipline. This is easier now. And that is also what I want the medicine for, to use it, because I don't absolutely need it every day, but it just helps me to build routine, and when the routine is there, it's just easier to keep up with it in general, even if you don't take the medicine. But then I still have all the negative side effects that part of them probably come through the fact that it's an opioid or an opioid derivative. So it functions a little bit like speed, and the fact that my head does not get more controlled and peaceful and calmer inside. So from the inside the focus does not get better, My head just stays a waterfall of thought, and yesterday it was so bad I could not even have a normal conversation because I spoke the entire time and the other person could not react. So I hope when I go see the pharmacologist today that we can reach a way to find a middle ground, that I do have the positive effects, but less or none of the negative ones. Maybe some are positive, but I'll have to wait and see. So you might hear about that later, either tomorrow in my tomorrow update, which is still the same vlog, or an update later today of the same vlog. But for now, this is all I have to say. Until the next time. Hey, it's me here on the 19th of April. Like I said in my previous update, I would go to the psychiatrist to talk about my medicine that I have been trying for several weeks and gave a lot of side effects. So I got prescribed something else to try to see how it works and how many side effects it has. Point is, that happened yesterday, I think, or 2 days back, probably 2 days back. But it takes a couple of days for the medicine to work for the first time, and I definitely noticed because I stopped with the previous meds, which is methylphenidate or Ritalin, which did help focus me more and keep the disciplines more. So build routines and stuff, and what I wanted to do, actually do it. It also helped me focus in the way that it helped me filter out impulses from the outside. And I don't have that now because the other medicine needs to get working, which is dexamphetamine, which is also a central nervous stimulant. I notice way less side effects right now. I have had a few little bouts of headaches that are pretty solvable by taking the medicine with food and, strangely, drinking some coffee to solve the headache issue. So that is solvable. I hope the other positive effects will come quickly too, so I can see if it works and how well. Because if it works at least a little bit better than the previous one, it might be the case that we will switch and I can, after a while, see what the perfect dose for me will be. So I would say stay tuned, but it will probably be in the same vlog if the medicine works or not. So until the next update. Hey, it's the 23rd of April right now. I haven't really updated this vlog in several days because I did not necessarily know what to say and I was just busy and didn't want to do my other stuff. I also went through a bit of what we call here a dip. Basically, I just felt a little bit down, and I think that is a side effect of the medication when I don't take it in time, because, I mean, it did end up becoming less severe when I took it again. So that would mean that my body gets used to it, and for the rest, I still have a little bit of a headache sometimes. I still feel my heart pounding a little bit harder than it normally would sometimes as well. And I feel my gut sometimes, but all the other side effects are basically gone. I don't really feel jittery anymore. I feel like this works, but it's not proper dosing yet. So I will have to talk about that one later when I'm at the psychiatrist's office again. But for now it's all good and fine, and we'll see what happens later. That kind of stuff. I hope this one truly works, that the only thing that needs to be adjusted is the dosing and maybe the kind of tablets I get. what I'm referring to, I now have the regular ones because they were fully covered by insurance. And if you have, for example, ones with a regulated dosing throughout the day, they are not fully covered by insurance, so you need to first know if it works and about how much you need before you get like the special ones, because the copay can be pretty high. So we'll see what happens. Might try these ones for a couple more weeks and just decide then what I want to do. At least until like the next appointment with a psychiatrist happens. But for now, it's fine. And I can say until the next update. I cannot promise it will be tomorrow or even today, because I don't really know. I will do one when I feel like it needs to be done. Hey, it's the 3rd of May. This will be my final update for my medicine vlog. Since the last update, I think I already got new medications back then. That's, I think, either like a week or so ago, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. I did not update for quite a while because I did not feel like it. Because those when I first started using them, I got very down because of them. And the final couple days I got actually depressed. I tried taking different doses in a very narrow range from one another. And I once tried taking it with the methylphenidate that I had left from the previous trial in a very small doses, which did seem to work. But stimulants are not really very well suited for my body. So no, I have stopped using it. My mental well-being is extremely much improved. The final day I took the medication, I was so depressed that the only thing I felt like doing was cry, which does not help for productivity in the slightest. So I just decided to stop, and I talked about it with the psychiatrist I went to for a while, and we went to the point of describing an antidepressant, which I am not at all in for. I am not going to put antidepressants in my body. I did not when I actually had an extreme severe bout of major depressive disorder, because I knew what the side effects could be and I did not want that in my body. So I'm not going to use it for a not depression if I don't even want to use it for depression. So then we decided to just see what other types of therapy and help could bring. I don't know if that can help with everything I wanted help with, because I also wanted some help with filtering out stimuli from the outside world, because that is one of the major things that not only distracts me but also that makes me extremely tired all the time when I am doing a lot of stuff, or when I'm going to events, parties or festivals, for example. If I could filter that out a little bit more, it would be a little bit less intense, so I would not get home with as extreme a bout of headaches or migraine. Don't get me wrong, I think usually they are worth it, but I can't really have them when I need to work or study the next days. I can deal with that tiredness or the headaches. So, well, we will just see what happens. I have a little while to go before I need to study every day again. So I will just enjoy the time until then. This was my vlog for now. And I say thank you for watching. En om een keer.